Welcome to Thursday, the 5th day of May, 2022, your Day Weather Podcast brought to you by Cowboy State News Daily, cowboystatenewsdaily.com, Wyoming's news authority. Check them out at their website or on their Facebook page at cowboystatenewsdaily.com. Well, we have a nice warm-up coming the next 48 hours, really into the first part of the weekend, especially for areas east of the Divide. Going to see a nice rebound. Temperatures are going to warm up. And it's going to be 60s and 70s. We could even see some 80s in some areas by Friday and tomorrow. Drawback is we're going to have a bit of a gusty southwest wind in some areas. So it will be warmer, but a little bit of wind. Scattered showers and thunderstorms this weekend, kind of a typical springtime pattern where Pacific energy and moisture combined with daytime heating is going to produce a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity, especially for the northern Rockies and the northern plains in the Pacific Northwest. It's going to stay unsettled next week as a large, slow-moving trough settles in off the North Pacific again. This is going to lead to a lot of different what-if scenarios. The computer modeling isn't going to handle this well, but we have a large area of low pressure that will move through the west. It's just kind of a situation of where exactly it's going to track, how long it's going to track on through. But some areas of the west are going to get good amounts of precipitation, maybe into the central plains as well. But the devil's in the details, so stay tuned, and we'll show you that here in a minute. Well, if you think May has been off to a cold start, it has. These are the temperature anomalies for May so far. You can see that big area green right in the heart of the nation, and then all the blue back across most of the Rockies and the central and northern plains back into the Pacific Northwest, with the southern areas of the U.S., and that little patch of warm there over Alberta and Saskatchewan and Montana, a little bit warmer there. But it's been a cool start. Now, we've had a lot of great clouds over the last couple of days with these Pacific fronts moving through. Dave Bell out of Pinedale showing us some great sunset photos last night in the Pinedale area. The rain and snow showers producing these low-hanging clouds that look like they're really close to the ground, because they are, which is an indication of the cool, moist air that's been moving through the area. It's making for a beautiful scene there, especially with all the new white on the mountains. A couple of satellite photos to show you. Here's the low. It's over far western Kansas this morning. We had some really good rain. See this little narrow band of clouds right here? Well over an inch of rain under that band. Places like Burlington, Colorado, well over an inch of rain last night. Parts of southeastern Colorado got some rain finally. But this low is going to slowly meander into the nation's midsection. I want you to remember this low because we're going to talk about it later, believe it or not, what happens to it as it gets east. Then you can see the swirl of clouds here in the Pacific Northwest. Now let's take a look at the Pacific. Here's the Pacific, a big swirl of clouds. This is a large area of low pressure that's kind of stuck there for now. It won't move much, and there's other swirls, other areas of clouds, more stormy weather in the North Pacific to get through. But you see this area of clear skies right here coming on in. And this is what's going to lead to the warmer, sunnier, drier pattern that will be developing. Now, I wanted to go through some locations in Wyoming and Colorado and Nebraska, showing you how much better the spring precipitation's been in some areas, not all areas. But look at Lander. Lander for May already, over 2 inches of water. For the year, Lander's almost 2 inches above normal since January 1st. Gillette, look at Gillette. This has been one of the really dry areas. Gillette is actually, for the year, 3/4 of an inch above average for the year. You can take that really wet, stormy April, but Gillette, 4/10 of an inch of rain yesterday. Look at Casper. Casper is 2 inches above normal for the year so far, and off to a good start in the month of May. Cheyenne, which has been one of the drier areas, is still a ½ inch, a little bit more than a ½ inch below average for the year, but that's within striking distance. Denver, kind of like Cheyenne, not that far off of averages, but that front range of Colorado needs more rain, but they were able to get some, just about an inch of rain so far for the month of May in Denver. Scottsbluff is one of the drier areas. Now, they got really, really wet in western Nebraska earlier this week with that storm system that came in Sunday night and Monday, so they've made a nice recovery there. So there's been some good news, and the drought monitor just released this morning. Now, this does not show what has happened over the last 24 to 36 hours, but you'll see that the map does not have as much red in it up here as it has in previous weeks. And the drought monitor shows that anywhere you see green here, drought conditions have improved. So we've got many areas here of the Dakotas, Nebraska, parts of Wyoming, parts of Kansas even, and then look at areas of Montana right here, areas of Washington and Oregon. So there's been improvements. The yellow means degrading drought conditions in those southern plains areas. This is where we are right now with the low. This big swirl of clouds we showed you out there in the Gulf of Alaska, that breeding ground continues. As we get into tomorrow night, Friday night and the Saturday morning, the low that's in Kansas now is all the way into the Ohio Valley. Now you might be thinking, well, it's just going to go up there and go away, but it's not. We'll tell you that here in a minute. This is a frontal system that's going to slowly sag in as we get into Saturday and Sunday. This is going to drag in cooler air into the western areas west of the divide. And by Saturday afternoon, we have a cold front boundary pushing through, and this is going to set off showers and thunderstorms and bring in cooler air here, while it's going to have a big warm up right here. Going to get quite warm. That's where those 80-degree temperatures are going to be. Look at these temperatures relative to average. These are Friday temperatures. Look at all the orange. A big warm up Saturday, getting really warm here with that warm air getting pushed out of the desert states. But look at all the blue and purple up here into Washington, Oregon, Northern California, Idaho, and Montana, and getting into western areas of Wyoming by Saturday afternoon with that front. And by Sunday, Mother's Day, the colder air is draped right here. So quite warm for Mother's Day here, quite cold here. See this contrast in air masses? This is what's going to fuel scattered showers and thunderstorms, classic springtime weather this weekend across the region. And you can see this is the precipitation forecast through Monday afternoon. Quite wet in the Pacific Northwest. And then all of this activity right here, east of the divide, is scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, if you're in a white area here, it doesn't mean you're not going to have a chance of rain. You will, because what we're going to have are scattered showers and thunderstorms. By Saturday afternoon, showers and thunderstorms are breaking out along that front there. Some thunderstorms down here in Texas. And by Sunday afternoon, Mother's Day afternoon, this area here will have some thunderstorm and shower activity, and elsewhere here across the northern and central Rockies. The wind is going to be a bit of a nuisance. I'm going to call these nuisance winds, but with this change in the weather, see all the green here? The green is meaning winds of 30, 40 miles an hour, some gusts of 50 miles an hour. As this front comes in from the Pacific Northwest, it is going to cause some wind. That's one reason why we're going to have a nice warm up here over the next couple of days. By noon Sunday, the trough slowly settles in to Washington and Oregon. See this guy right here? That's the same low that's now in western Kansas. It is detached from the main jet stream. So for you weather geeks and weather nerds out there, this is something that'll be really interesting for you to watch. Because what will happen is, with this system getting detached from this upper level low, this is going to become a boomerang. As this low slowly stalls here, this low is going to end up getting attracted to it later on. So as we go forward, here's that low retrograding back to the Carolina coast, while by Wednesday, the low kind of breaks into two. And as that breaks into two, it settles in and we have a strong southerly wind flow into the nation's midsection, while this system retrogrades. So this is going to bring a big spike of warm. This is a big spike of cool. It's spring. There's going to be a lot going on. This is why next week's weather is going to get so complicated. By next Friday, we could have a closed Colorado low, and this is the same low right here. That low is going to go like this, then do a U-turn just like that, and it's actually, these two are going to sort of attract each other, and this is why the central parts of the United States could end up in a wet pattern with showers and thunderstorms by late next week and next weekend. So stay tuned. We'll keep an eye on that kind of crazy weather pattern developing next